So the word oiden can mean to tell something or declare something, right?
I've checked all the Bible versions. None of them say the word declare. Be aware, behold, not tell, not tell.
Wait.
Yeah.
Keep reading.
Oh my gosh.
Consider, have, know, look, perceive, see, be sure, tell.
So a couple of days back, I made a video it's a response video regarding Avery and his minions, the way they behave and the reason why people wouldn't want to debate them anymore, especially Muslims. You know, it's an interesting video, you can watch it yourself. But today I'll be reacting to a comment in that video, very interesting comment, because this gets to show us the way the Christians think, how the Christian mind operates. And subhanAllah, it would shock you. Aside from it being interesting, it would shock you that a Christian can think this way. And in case you're confused, you know what this is all about. It's about the verse in Mark 13:32 that talks about, you know, how Jesus doesn't know the hour, and the only one that knows the hour is God the Father. So there's a particular word used there for knows actually, which is oiden. And Avery argues that oiden means to tell. It is not for him to tell the hour. So it's meant to read this way. But concerning that day or that hour, no one tells, not even the angels in heaven, not the Son, but only the Father. So this is the reading Avery is satisfied with. Okay. Then he shoved every other Bible translators under the bus, just the way this guy did, supporting Avery. His argument is Jesus knows the hour, but it is not for him to tell the hour. It is not for him to announce the hour. It is for God to do that. So this is his argument. And I argue in response to him that no, it is clear as day that the word there, oiden, means knows. And in fact, if you check the Bible translators, none of them used the word to tell. So this guy said, now this is the comment we'll be responding to. This guy said, in my humble, honest opinion, I believe it's a lack of intellect to conclude that because translators didn't translate what the Greek itself means. So now he is saying none of these translators used the actual Greek word, which is to tell. Now he's arguing for Avery. So because they didn't use that word, it is lack of intellect to conclude, subhanallah, to conclude that it doesn't mean to tell. This is what he's saying when you continue to read. So he said, within its multiple meanings, as we see with Hebrew, Arabic, and many languages, that it equals the negative. In other words, it doesn't actually mean to tell. Because, you know, when we look at the lexicon of that word, oiden, tell also comes in. Meaning, if you use a language that can mean something, however, translators simply didn't use that translation, it doesn't take away from what the word can actually mean. Subhanallah. You know, it's funny how someone, like I said, this would expose to us how the Christians generally think, how their mind operates. But what they fail to understand is the fact that if you say Jesus knows the hour, it also means that the angels also know the hour. They know that day and also they know that hour. Because concerning that day or that hour, no one tells. Not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son. It means a lot of people know because it says no one tells. Then it now specifies some amongst these too many people, not even the angels, nor the Son, but only the Father. So it is for the Father to tell the people that day and hour. So this is the implication of you arguing that this means to tell. Then I responded saying, let's see how intelligent you are. If I say, concerning how Christians lie, when they see A, they say it's B. In the context of the above sentence, what does lie means? Is it to rest horizontal, or to sleep with someone, or to give a false information, or, because it has lots of other meanings. Now, what does the word lie means there? There are things you would pick from that sentence that would make you understand what to pick, or the actual answer that fit the word lie there. There's nobody you would tell this to that would say, no, it means to lay with someone. No, rather they would say it means they gave a false information because they saw A and then they said it is B. So now they are given a false information. This is as clear as day. So for you to say no, it means they lay with someone just for you to cover up something. It's funny because Origen himself, one of the early church fathers, used Mark 13:32 to prove that Jesus doesn't know. Okay, he said, consider Mark 13:32. For those of you that think Jesus knows, then hear it what Mark 13:32 says. But concerning that day or that hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Now let's go to the various translations we can possibly get and read from them and see what they themselves see. And why would these guys, these Christian apologists, shove them under the bus? So New International Version says regarding Mark 13:32, but about that day or hour no one knows. New Living Translation, however, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, talking about the end times. English Standard Version, but concerning that day or that hour no one knows. Bearing Standard Bible, no one knows about that day or hour. Bearing Literal Bible, and concerning that day or hour no one knows. King James Bible, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man. New King James Version, but of that day and hour no one knows. New American Standard Bible, but about that day or hour no one knows. They still use the word knows for oiden. And these guys, subhanAllah, they think they know better than these translators. NASB 1995, but of that day or hour no one knows. NASB 1977, but of that day or hour no one knows. Legacy Standard Bible, but of that day or hour no one knows. Amplified Bible, but of that exact day or hour no one knows. Christian Standard Bible, now concerning that day or hour no one knows. Holman Christian Standard Bible, now concerning that day or hour no one knows. American Standard Version, but of that day or that hour knoweth no one. Contemporary English Version, no one knows the day or the time. English Revised Version, but of that day or that hour knoweth no one. God's Word Translation, no one knows when that day or hour will come. Good News Translation says, no one knows, however, when that day or hour will come. International Standard Version, no one knows when that day or hour will come. Net Bible, in other words, NET Bible, but as for that day or hour, no one knows. New Heart English Bible, but of that day or hour no one knows. Webster's Bible Translation, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man. Weymouth New Testament, but as to that day or the exact time no one knows. Majority Standard Bible, no one knows about that day or hour. World English Bible, but of that day or that hour no one knows. Literal Standard Version, and concerning that day and the hour no one has known. Bearing Literal Bible, and concerning that day or hour no one knows. Young's Literal Translation, and concerning that day and the hour no one hath known. Smith's Literal Translation, and concerning that day and hour none knows. Dewey Rheims Bible, but of that day or hour no man knoweth. Catholic Public Domain Version, but concerning that day or hour no one knows. New American Bible, but of that day or hour no one knows. New Revised Standard Version, but about that day or hour no one knows. Lamsa Bible, but concerning that day and that hour no man knows. Aramaic Bible in plain English, but of that day and of that hour no man knows. Anderson New Testament, but of that day or that hour no one knows. God be New Testament, but concerning that day or hour no one knows. Howey's New Testament, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. May's New Testament, as to the day and hour that no one knows. Weymouth New Testament, but as to that day or the exact time no one knows. Worrell New Testament, but concerning that day or hour no one knows. Worsley New Testament, but of that day and hour knoweth no one. And we can have more and more translations, and none of these translations gives a different meaning for the word oiden, either to tell or to reveal or to announce or to declare. None of these translators used any of these words. Rather, they know the exact context of this verse, and they know the exact word to use or the exact translation to use. This is why all of them keep using the same word. No one knows, no one knoweth, no one has known. So now, do we say that these apologists, these Christian apologists, are better than these people, or know the Greek language better than these translators?
The hour is what you're talking about, but he does know.
The hour, yes.
Yeah, he does know. In that verse, the word is oiden, which also means to tell or to declare.
So he won't be aware of it, but he won't declare it.
Correct. He's aware of the hour, but he doesn't tell the hour until it's time to tell it. Until the Father.
Is there a
gives the order.
Bible that has that translation that I can refer to if it's more accurate?
No, like it uses the word no, but you just got to understand the context and the way the word is being used.
Christians, if you're listening to this and you believe that word is meant to be tell, I have a challenge for you. If you have a translation or a hard copy that says or that uses the word tell instead of knows, then bring it forth, let me see. Then I would believe that these other translators are just ignorant of the word and they are trying to sell a propaganda that is not true. And remember, if you say the word there is tell, it means a lot of people know that day and hour. It is not for them to tell, and this is why they've remained quiet, because it says, again, it says concerning that day and hour, no one tells. In other words, everybody knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, except the Father. Okay, so now you have no excuse, you have no reason to think the Son knows, and you have no reason to think the angels know. And in fact, again, like what I said in my previous video, Jesus grew in wisdom. Jesus grew in knowledge. He doesn't even know the fig tree doesn't have fruits. A lot of things that shows Jesus doesn't know. Okay, here I call it today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I remain your brother Abdul. Catch you in the next one. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the channel. See you at the other side.